Welcome to this video on how to add extra time zones into your Outlook calendar. Now, if you're like me and you work in a global team, it can sometimes be a bit frustrating to try and remember how far in front or behind other colleagues are, or maybe your family or friends, when you're setting up meetings and events. And rather than having to calculate that every time, what I find useful is to add an extra time zone into my calendar so that I can see that really clearly. Now, I'm already in my calendar, and this works really nicely on the desktop version of Outlook or the online version, which I'm currently in at the moment. When you're in your calendar, if you're on the desktop version, you're going to go to the top left and you're going to go to options. But as I'm in the online version, I'm going to go to the top right and I'm going to click on that cog, which is going to open up my settings, but there's not enough there. So I'm going to go into all Outlook settings. So if I click on view all Outlook settings, you can see on the left hand side, I've got different options there. Because I'm already in calendar is allocated to me, it's highlighted, and I'm in the view option, which is exactly where I need to be. Now, if I scroll down, you can see the time zone that is currently set on my calendar. And I've got a really useful option just below that called add a time zone. So if I do that, what I can do is I can search for a city. So let me do the quick search, and I'm going to look for Charlotte in North Carolina. That's where a lot of the team members that I work with are. So if I select that option, I can see how far it is either behind or in front. I've got the option to add a label, and I've got ticked showing calendar, and I can also remove it if I've added the wrong time zone. You can see I can add more as well, but that might get a little bit messy. It just depends how global your team is and how many you want to add. Maybe add one and see how that goes. So once I'm happy, I'm going to click on save. And I'm going to come off there, and you can see already in my calendar it's immediately added that extra time zone on the left hand side. So I've got the one that I'm in, UTC +0 or Greenwich Mean Time, that's my time zone in London, and then any of my colleagues on the eastern side of the USA who are 5 hours behind. I can now see what time it is in their time zone at the exact same time, which is super useful, so I can set meetings and events up without having to overthink too much. So a really, really nice quick top tip for anyone who works in global teams or works with global businesses. Have a go at that, and also check out the rest of the videos in this channel.